a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair. We are delighted to host you in the oxygen city of the world.
ABSA's commitment to SME financing goes beyond providing capital. It's about forging strategic partnerships with organizations with shared interest and mission who genuinely are seeking to help address some of the challenges that Togbe mentioned while he spoke. And
when I stood and we declared this region a self-sustaining $1 billion economy, everybody thought that was a joke. Today, thanks to my son Dela, he's making it possible to make sure that Volta region moves forward. I would like to tell everybody and assure everybody, all the dignitaries here who know who continue to come to the region, to know that Volta region is the number one and will continue to be number one in terms of everything in self-sustaining economy for the next few years to come.
Volta is coming along to lead the way that indeed it accommodates not just the team in Ghana, but also the entire continent. Importantly, permit me really to express my delight about the numbers. This would not have been as colorful, as successful as it is unless each one of us present here put their best to come forward, to support the idea, to work together with everyone, and in this case,
we continue to see an influx of imports through unfair trade practices, as well as evidently rifle smuggling through our borders. And considering the fact that the minister is desirous of bringing significant change and growth in the Volta region, our appeal is that the borders that you govern by virtue of the region respectfully needs to step up its activities.
Since part of this, there are several people who have contacted me over the last 2 years to come to the Volta region because they never heard about this region. Even my mom, my mother is from the eastern region. Even my mother, I told her about the waterfalls, the mountains, the fertile land, how beautiful the Volta region is. And she's like, hey, sa.
And I agree with everything that Ivy said. We have the power to make things happen. Let's use the tools we have to make things happen. I just met a very talented performer. She also sells beads. She teaches people how to make beads. She's called Triple A. She's in the corner there, and she gave me a nice rap in Ever, which I'm going to put on TikTok and tag Edem, and who knows, something may happen from there. Okay? I also teach Ever on TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok, you will see my lessons there, Kafui Day 7 on TikTok. And I was surprised that a German person who was coming to Ghana 2 months ago contacted me, said he's been following my lessons on TikTok, and he's trying to learn.
Low and stable prices promote saving and investment in the economy, which ultimately lead to growth and development. It is for this reason that Bank of Ghana took decisive steps to control the recent surge in inflation in the country. The bank would continue to monitor incoming data and take appropriate measures to ensure its core objective of price stability is achieved over the medium term.
Technically, lending rate ranges between 35 to 45%. If ABSA is willing to do a 10%, that is a significant game changer.
I urge the business community, academia, and heads of departments to take advantage of the event and participate fully in this fair. I wish to entreat all our local exhibitors here to pay a little more attention to packaging and modeling for the sale of made in Ghana goods. Facilitation of domestic trade is very crucial. That is why we are very grateful to government for introducing preferential treatment of domestically manufactured products by made in Ghana goods. However, there are times when the local businesses are not only being built to serve the domestic market, but also to be able to export their goods and services in the medium to long term. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole trade and investment fair would not be possible without the support of our sponsors.
Greetings from the sandy deserts and the savannas of Namibia, the land of the brave. It is time for us to have our own African version of Tesla, our own African version of Alibaba, our own African version of Airbnb, our own African version of Amazon. All that innovation and solutions must come from here in the Volta region.
Our population is estimated to be 1.3 billion people. The 1.3 billion people that live in the African continent, but there is 260 million that are living in a diaspora. So if you add all this together, we are 1.5 billion people in the world. That constitutes what could be called the African population in the world. By 2050, this is about 27 years from now, the population of our continent is projected to be 2.5 billion people. Now, if we add the diaspora, that means that we are looking at close to 3 billion people. And today, and in the coming years ahead, 60 to 70% of our population are below the age of 35. 70% of the population of Africa are below the age of 35. And this is significant. The gross domestic product, what we all produce from our small enterprises, from our countries, is 3.4 trillion US dollars that we project will be $7 trillion by year 2035, which is about 12 years from now. We will be generating output of about $7 trillion. $7 trillion today is about the GDP of Japan, which is, the third richest country in the world. But today at $3.4 trillion, our continent, taken together, all the 55 countries that are generating 3.5 trillion, if we treat them as a single entity, as a single economic area, which is what is aimed at the future, that means that we are the 5th largest economy in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the moment, and the ribbon has been officially broken.